Hi everyone, this is Leon, the Nomad Detailer, and I guess I'm gonna start calling myself the Nomad Detailer and Repair. Got another repair video coming at you, and this is a 2018 DRV Nashville 44 footer. It's got 6 slides. So you got the 2 slides up front here are electric, the 2 slides in the middle are hydraulic, and the 2 slides in the rear on both ends are electric, for a total of 6 slides. It's quite a few videos the last few days off of this rig. It's finished. The thing I'm doing now is adjusting these slides, and I want to show you some stuff. Alright, way recessed in there. It's just sucked way into this slide. That's not so much of a problem, because other than cosmetics, because at least your seal is flushed. But what you're looking for is you want to make sure nothing's rubbing up here. Make sure it's not in a bind. Okay, and like on the other side over here, I can show you. This one's pulled in real bad to the point where it pushes the square trim piece out there. That one, every single one of these slides need adjusting. And you can see that one. This slide's currently out right now, but if you look up there, I'm going to zoom in, it's really been pushing on that area right there. So I paused that for a minute, and I went in and pulled this slide in so you can see what's going on. So this is the big hydraulic slide, and I'll do a separate video on how to adjust the hydraulic slides. I've already adjusted the other side. Pretty simple process, and I'll go over that in a separate video. But as you can see up here, we actually have hardly any gap at all at the top, and it's pushing and causing damage there. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the slide back out, and I'll do a separate video on how to adjust this slide here. Alright, I'm going to put it on pause, and I'm going to go inside and show you guys what we're actually dealing with inside there. Now we don't have to pause, let's just go on around. Got a very nice shine on everything. Alright. So the problem with this slide you should never ever find your cables looking like this, whether they're in or if it was all the way out. Same deal, these should be tight, kind of like down here on the bottom. This one's also very loose, so we're gonna correct that, and I'll show you how. And right here, you should never see your slide mechanism, your chain, and your pulleys look like this. Everything should be tight. Everything should be kind of squared up and straight and level. This is definitely causing his problem with the slide out here. And we've got pretty much the same issue on this slide as well. So same deal here. Very loose. That's all needs to be tightened. Alright, I'm gonna get some tools together. I need a 3/8 inch socket, 3/8 inch wrench, and what we're gonna do first off, since I'm by myself, I'll kind of explain as I go and pause it. I'm going to measure the distance from the sprocket here on the gear over to here. They need to be identical on both sides, or the slide's not going to pull properly. Hopefully they're correct. You're allowed to be, I believe, 1/4 of an inch off. So I'm going to check that for starters. And then from there, I'll come back and I'll explain the out and the end and the top and bottom on it. So stand by 1 second. Okay guys, I got my tools together. All right, so real quick, out, mostly in the past your slides are pushing. They push your slides out and push your slide in, etc. This system here is designed to pull, and it uses a pulley system. So this out here is saying that this is the cable that's on the inside that's going to pull the slide out. Okay, it's going to pull it out. So if you were to follow this real loose one here, which goes to here, goes down to the bottom right here to the inside. Okay, all right, so this line goes up, over, the bottom is at the top. Okay, this wire goes through here, up around the pulley, and it's the out wire top. Okay, now when this is all adjusted, this should be straight like so. There should be no play in here. Everything should be nice and vertical and vertical to each other, so when things are sliding they don't hit. That one's twisted there. This is just a big problem. I'm surprised nothing is sheared off and broke on this yet, but we'll get it all taken care of. So this is the out. It pulls it out. Now over here is the in. It pulls the slide in using a pulley system. All right, and it's green. Over here the in is blue, but again you have bottom, top. Okay, and I can look and tell you right here that they're a little off. They should be about the same distance. So we're going to get this all tightened up. So what I'm going to do now is let's start adjusting it, and I'll try and explain what I'm going to do. So I am going to release and back this retainer nut off. Okay, and then I'm going to tighten this, which is going to pull the bottom and the top wires at the same time. If I need to make any kind of adjustment, let's say it's at an angle, it needs to be perpendicular, up and down, vertical, whatever. It needs to be straight up and down. If I need to make individual adjustments, then I can do that here or here. But I'm going to back this nut off, and I'm going to tighten the wires up, which is going to tighten my chain up, and it's also going to pull this here tighter. Okay, now if you watch here, when I pull this wire, this is how loose this is and how much play, and should not get that at all. All right, pausing, be right back. All right, so I backed the retainer nut off right here with a 7/16 wrench, and now I'm going to take a 3/8 and I'm going to start tightening this. All right, so I backed off this retainer nut with a 7/16. I'm going to take a 3/8 now, and I'm going to start tightening this up, which is going to start tightening the chain and the cables. You want to make sure this chain here stays totally vertical with your gear mechanism down there. Okay, you don't want it twisting. So okay, we're back at it. I'm ready to start tightening. I'm going to kind of see if I can do this from here. Okay, brought it up quite a bit. Oops. My chain's a little twisted, so we'll straighten that back up. We still got quite a bit of play in here, so I'm going to tighten some more. As you can see, we pulled a lot of the play out here. Alright guys, I need 2 hands, so I'm going to pause this and we'll get this side done and then we'll move to the other side. Be right back. Okay, so this side's adjusted now. I'm not going to tighten the retainer nut yet. I ran out of stroke or play pretty much in here, so I had to loosen this all back up again and I had to individually tighten up the cables. Everything's nice and straight now with the chain over to the sprocket. Definitely tighter here, and also down here at the bottom we're all nice and tight now. I'm going to go down and we're going to make the adjustments on the other side, and then we're going to run the slide in and out and take a look at it. Be right back. Okay, we're over here on the other side now. And we're just basically inspecting things, looking at it. Again, totally not going to work. That one up there's got problems. Those 2 sprockets, we'll fix them. They're not straight, so I can see that from here. And then here's the side and the bottom. Everything's just flopping around. So, alright, same deal. I'm going to back the retaining nut up. I'm going to draw the cables in. I'm going to tighten the center up, which is going to bring all these together. And I'm going to make sure this is perfectly straight. I'm going to line everything up down here straight, and then we're going to test it. Be right back. Okay, so I got the out adjusted here. And to check your tension, you basically take your finger and you squeeze here, and you want about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of flex from line of center. So if that's basically line of center, you want it, when you squeeze it, you want it to give about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 most. Okay, so now we've got the floppiness in the middle. So now I'm going to move my tools and we're going to let the slide out and then bring it back in just partially so I can reach that. Be right back. Okay guys, I unpaused the video for a minute because I want you to see what's happening here, and I wish I had a helper because we could show you as it's pulling in. But what we've got going on here is, because this is twisted now, I had to stop the slide because this is going to hit as these 2 slide past each other, and if that happens and they get bound up, it's strong enough that it's going to rip that motor, the gearbox, or snap the wire. So this is one of the reasons why this is very important for these to be adjusted properly. So I'm going to go ahead and just move this one with my hand just so we can get the slide out, and then we can start adjusting it. But as you can see here, we've got tons and tons of slack here on this line that needs to be corrected. So, alright, be right back. Okay, we're going to switch over to another slide now, and I'm going to show you why this slide was so bad off and why there was so much slack in this one. So this pulley here, which is what pulls the slide in, this cable, as it went around the pulley and goes in here, it's been getting frayed for quite some time, and it basically cut through it. So I'll get a hold of Lippert tomorrow and we'll get a new cable ordered. They're pretty simple to replace. Nothing to it, just a matter of getting the path correct on the way you route it, and you have a screw here holding the channel together. And this is the top wire, so basically it's the end going to the top, so it's going across down this pulley to a pulley about right here and to the top wire. So if we go outside right now, this wire should be missing at the top. Alright, so we'll go ahead and switch over to this one, and hopefully it's not the same fate. But no, this one's just loose. I don't feel like anything's broke down inside there. So let's make the adjustments on this one real quick and we'll run it in and out. Okay everybody, this slide is now adjusted, and to know it's adjusted properly, what you're going to look for, it's very tight in here, what you're looking for is your 1/2 inch play on your tension. You're looking to make sure these are straight, vertical, making sure that they can pass one another without hitting, making sure your chain is vertical to the sprocket. And then you're going to come down, you're going to inspect the gearbox sprocket, make sure that's good. Then you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to check your tension. You're going to check make sure you're vertical. Tilt that back a little bit. Make sure your chains are vertical. Make sure there's clearance as they pass. Okay? Now, we'll operate the slide. Okay, so now that it's all the way out, what you're looking for now is you're just checking here to make sure that you're flush. Make sure you don't have any kind of gaps. Checking this out again. Everything looks good. And this is a properly adjusted slide. Okay. Now let's go outside and take a look at it real quick. Alright, now checking tension here, looks good. Alright, that's a little loose. I'm going to make another adjustment on this one, make this a little tighter. Alright, now let's talk about another adjustment while we're out here. Now, when you're looking at this slide, sometimes it can be skewed this way, skewed that way, and then they go top and bottom. On the electric ones, I haven't figured out how to do much about the top and bottom. I know how to do that on the hydraulic, but not on the electric. So if you guys know, let me know. But anyway, the way that you need to make sure that everything's adjusted right so you don't get this action here or a pinching up here in the corner when things comes in is actually as simple as the placement of this wire. So this wire right here has a grommet to keep it from popping out. Make yourself a little bit of slack on this. If your slide is pulling one way or the other, as simple as moving this cable to the right or left is going to totally change that pivot point or that skew point. So it's just a matter of playing with it to figure out which direction you need to go. But you got one here, you've got one up top side, and then you've got two on this side as well. Okay, there and there. So what we'll do is we can run over now and we can bring this slide in. Alright, so now that slide is in that we just adjusted. Now we can go over here and inspect it. Okay, so we've got about a ½ inch gap at the top there. About a ½ inch gap there. They look about the same to me. Alright, and then I'm going to look here at the gap. And I'm going to come down here and look at the gap. Making sure there's no binding. Alright, so now we're going to go down. I'm going to end the video, but this is the next slide I'm going to work on. And if you look here, see how narrow we are here? And it widens at the top. So this is going to be one of the ones that I'll adjust the cable one way or the other to kind of make this space uniform on both sides. Alright, hopefully this makes sense. That's how you do the electric slides. And I will do another video on adjusting the hydraulic slides, which are in the center. And I guess when I get the replacement cable, I can do a video on that as well, how to replace a cable on a slide out. Alright guys, this is Leon, the Nomad Detailer, out.